This is Bob Serling for 10-Minute Tips for Maximum Health, and today I'm talking with Dr. Elizabeth Lombardo. Dr. Lombardo holds a master's degree in physical therapy and a doctorate in psychology. Her mission is to help people discover their true self and live the life they really want before the stress, conditional experience, and poor coping skills so many of us face require the traditional shrink's couch. Through her best-selling books, coaching programs, speaking engagements, and media appearances, she helps people gain a significant mental edge for achieving their goals for their bodies, relationships, jobs, and lives. Dr. Lombardo is frequently interviewed by today's top media outlets, including Forbes, The Wall Street Journal, Money Magazine, Health, USA Today, Dr. Oz, The Steve Harvey Show, MSNBC, CNN, National Public Radio, The Today Show, and more, and she's also the monthly columnist for Better Homes and Gardens and a contributor to the Huffington Post. That's an awfully long and impressive list. So I'm very pleased to have her share her wisdom with us on this intriguing topic today. So welcome, Elizabeth.
Thanks so much for having me.
Well, great. My question for you is, what's the single best thing you recommend people do for maximum health benefits now?
Yeah, the single best thing that we can do is drop the perfectionism and choose to be better than perfect. And what I mean by that is, whether we realize it or not, we are very much a perfectionistic society. It may sound something like, oh, I had one cookie and screwed up my diet, I might as well have the whole plate. I don't have time to go to the gym, so I can't work out. I'm not very good at meditation, so I don't relax. That all-or-nothing mentality that gets in the way of us taking those very important steps to become healthier and happier.
So it sounds wonderful, but I know I struggle with a lot of those things. What are some specific tips? So, for example, and I'll use my own, I hate to admit it, but it's probably common. I always say, well, I don't have enough time to exercise today or this week. I have a project on deadline, so I'm just going to skip it this week, and then this week ends up becoming a month, 2 months, and longer. So,
right, yeah, I didn't last week, so I'll wait till next month. Yeah, again, that all-or-nothing mentality. Here's what the research shows. The research shows that we can work out in shorter spurts and get the same benefits. So first of all, a walk around the block, it's better than nothing. It's better than perfect. If you can do a walk around the block once or twice a day, that's better than doing nothing at all. And, these real short spurts, the more you can have them, the better it is. But again, looking for even just one win is going to get you back on that path of doing something kind of physical activity. The other thing to consider is, time is such a precious commodity in our lives, I think. What we don't always realize is that when we exercise, we actually have more energy, we're more productive, we're more creative, we're much more effective at our projects. And so it can actually, even if it takes time away from what we're doing, it actually allows us to be more effective in that project that we're working on.
Oh, that's a great point. Now, how about, when you're impacted by things like schedule, but just procrastination in general, which I'm sure really contributes to people thinking, well, I didn't do it perfectly, so I might as well not do it at all. Any tips for overcoming that procrastination?
Yeah, I say make your why bigger than your butt. Your why bigger than your butt. Now, butt, I'm not talking about your derriere, which I'm sure is lovely. I'm talking about the word B-U-T. We all have a big butt. Oh, I should work out, but I don't have time. I should eat well, but I can't afford it. But. Make your why big enough. And here's what I ask my clients, the $10 million question. Let's say we go back to exercise. If I said to you, hey, here's the deal. You work out 3 times a week for a half an hour, 40 minutes, 3 times a week for 3 months. And if you do that, I will pay you $10 million in cash, all legal, no taxes. Do you think you could probably do that?
And I think very few people would
I could
answer
do it
no.
for $1 million. I mean, I don't even need all 10 million, right? So what does that mean? The butts are still there. The why is bigger than your butt. So I don't have $10 million to give everyone. When you think about it, though, what is your why? We have a lot of reasons of why we don't. What is your why? When we're talking about being healthier, there are obviously the physical benefits. You can sleep better, you can look better, you can live longer, and those are awesome. You also want to think about the other components of your life that are affected. For example, your psychological health. When our bodies are not at their optimal health, we're more likely to experience stress, low self-esteem, anxiety. So all of that changes when you have a healthier body. Relationships. When you're not feeling good in your body, I don't know about you, but a lot of people, we're not all that pleasant. But when we have a healthier body, when we have more positive energy, we're better partners, we're better parents, we're better friends. And then looking at how it affects your work and even your finances. When your body is more effective, your brain is more effective, and you're able to work more productively, more creatively, more effectively, and more profitably.
Well, that's just amazing. I mean, to think of it that way and make the reason for doing it so much more impactful than the reason to not do it. I know you've coached a lot of people and you've helped a lot of people through articles and your coaching programs and media appearances and your TED Talk. In general, and I know generalities are always hard to deal with, but so maybe I should say on average, how long does it take somebody to turn around that kind of negative trap they're in with their thinking and gain the mental edge?
Yeah, so, the research shows that once you do something for about 21 days, it becomes a habit. I say every single day is an opportunity. So if it didn't happen yesterday, focus on it today and look for little wins. Look for little ways that you can start to tweak and make a difference. As a society, we tend to be very fearful of failure. Oh, I did it for 2 days and then it didn't work, so I'm a failure. Why even bother? Again, that perfectionistic all-or-nothing mentality. I say it's not a failure, it's data. It's data, and by that I mean when you do something you don't want to do. Let's say you didn't exercise or you chose a more unhealthy meal than what you kind of wish you had. Instead of beating yourself up, increasing your stress level, which then leads to therapy by those famous therapists Ben and Jerry, and it becomes this whole cycle. Instead of that, take a step back and say, okay, why? Why didn't I exercise? Why didn't I choose a healthier option? And a lot of reasons tend to be things like stress. Stress causes us to do all kinds of things we don't want to do. If that was one of the contributing factors, then for you, here's a great opportunity to really take care of your stress in more effective ways. If it was a scheduling issue, well, maybe working out, after work doesn't work. Maybe getting up even 15 minutes early and going for a 10, 12-minute walk would be helpful to you. Use it as data and not failure where you beat yourself up.
Well, that's terrific. Well, this has been a great interview, and I've learned a lot myself. And how do people go about finding out more about you and what you do?
Yeah, so if you go to elizabethlombardo.com/10minute, there is a place where I actually have I think it's about a 15-minute video on Better Than Perfect health tips. It's free. You can go and get that information, but it just gives you a little more information on how you can make those small steps, because each step really counts in order for you to create the health, the happiness, the life that you want.
Well, that's great. So, thank you so much for your time today. Like I said, it was really illuminating. I was really happy to be able to talk to you because this is such an important topic for so many people. So thank you again.
Thank you so much, Bob.